before I gave you the floor, I said we don't have to have a fire sale right now, and we have a whole season ahead of us, and that gives them time. All three of them, time to fix it. So I'm here for that. But as of today, you don't get a mulligan for 1 week of a. No, you don't. You don't.
That's a contradiction.
You have to get. Bro, I didn't say he's gone today. I didn't say get rid of him now. We need a new coach. I still say you have a whole season. You got 1 week, bro. That's like Tua being healthy for one game. Like, yeah, he had to put together a whole year. So now McDaniel has to put together a string of games where it is consistency as evidence that we can say, all right, McDaniel is a changed man. I don't believe he is.
But you pass.
You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
Charlie, quick question for you off the bat.
What you got?
What do the Miami Dolphins and yourself have in common?
We're both from Miami?
Yeah. That wasn't the answer, but I guess that could be a answer. But it wasn't the answer.
Oh, you think you slick, boy. Hey, it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, and official affiliates of Fanatics, where you could be a fanatic of your favorite franchise. How you doing, Kadeem?
I've come down with a bit of a cold. Apart from that, both my sports teams aren't playing too well, but there's bigger fishes to fry. And technically, you never answered my question, but I'll also ask you how you're doing. Charlie, how are you?
I'm all right. My boy LB got married. For those who don't know who LB is the person who suggested we start a podcast. Like, y'all should start a podcast. And years before we started the podcast, too, if I'm being honest with you. And he's a cornerstone in the GTD family. Bert, LB, Sherrod, Steve, and 5 Yard Lee, myself, and Kadeem. And then there's people behind the scenes that is like the media team and stuff like that. So congratulations to LB and his new wife. Beautiful thing, Kadeem. It was awesome. I'm still on the high. I'm back home now. I will say this. Once upon a time, I had multiple places like where I lived. I lived in Florida and I live out of town where I work. So I travel back and forth. I travel for work. And then, if you watch the podcast, you can tell when I'm home, and then you can tell when I'm on the road, right? So I was home this weekend, South Florida, Kadeem. And although we're not doing good, the Dolphins, it felt good, bro, to see all kind of Florida tags on the cars. There's a whole bunch of Sunshine State tags on the cars. And then on a non-Dolphin game, you see all kind of Dolphin tags on the cars. You see Dolphin flags waving on the cars. It's not even a game. It's not even game week. You know what I'm saying? And then the Hurricanes played Florida, and it was actually on game day. You see all a bunch of Hurricane people walking around, all shapes, sizes, and different colors. I'm like, I like this place. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of reminded me that, bro, we're not by ourselves. And I know in podcast land, when we have to have a podcast and share our opinion, and it's just there for, you know how I feel. You put you put your opinion out there for social media, then they can do what they want with it. It's fair game. And I'm cool with that. But we never had a time like this, Kadeem, where this is the worst of the worst, and it seems like it's the beginning of the end. Or have we? Because there was a team, Kadeem, that lost how many games straight? And then they won how many games straight? Who was the quarterback of that team?
I feel like before we get to that, everyone is at home going, what was the answer to Kadeem's question? And I know you're trying to like weave in and out of traffic to avoid the answer, but this might be the only time we can have this discussion over here on Go Time Dolphins. Charlie, what do you and the Miami Dolphins have in common? This isn't going nowhere.
All right. We're both 0-3. I'm 0-3 in fantasy in the Go Time Dolphins podcast league, and the Dolphins are 0-3 in real life. And what makes it worse, I'm also 0-3 in my most important league too. And I'm gonna be real with you, Kadeem. That league there, I lost one game by like 3 points, another game by 9 yards. I lost by 9 yards, Kadeem. Not even a point. 9 yards. I lost a game. The second highest scorer in the league is me. But I'm not the first highest because somebody beat me by 9 yards. You know how that feels? That's crazy. So, yeah, me and the Dolphins got that in common, that we're both 0-3. However, I'm more competitive than the Dolphins, bro. I should have been winning these games. And speaking of winning these games, are we turning the corner on that, or are you still trying to have some fun with it?
Nah, the fantasy episode this week is going to be amazing because it's 0-3 Charlie and 0-3 Story. This is going to be an episode for the ages. Tim Cowan messaged me, was like, yo, this is going to be a good episode. And
hey, shout out to you, though, because for those who don't know, Kadeem Simmons is not a fantasy football player. And Kadeem, how long have we known each other?
Virgin on 10 years.
Is we creeping up on it, are we? Like,
Yeah,
we're
100%.
creeping up on 10 years. It's crazy how long we known each other. Kadeem is not a fantasy football player, but I'll say this. For years, I've been trying to get him to play fantasy football. Yo, you got to play, this and that. And then we got the podcast league together, and he was like, Kadeem kind of missed the lineup a couple times. And I hit him with a text. I'm like, hey, Kadeem, bro, like, I don't think you know how serious it is when you don't set your lineup in fantasy. It's like that's like one of the biggest sins. You know what I'm saying? And Kadeem didn't come right out and say he was like, I don't care. He didn't say that. But I known Kadeem long enough. And he was not happy that he had to set his lineup on this team that was like basically trash. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, seeing the growth from that, Kadeem, to where you are now on Sunday, changing your lineup, adding a quarterback. I'm like, look at Kadeem. This is a surprise. So Kadeem in a nice little 2-1 right now. I'm happy for you, bro. I am pleasantly surprised at your growth in fantasy football and your competitiveness.
We will talk Dolphins, Bills, Dolphins, paper planes, but yeah, I needed a quarterback, and Jaden Daniels was out, so I was like, okay, do I bring in his backup, Marcus Mariota? And I was like, I think he might struggle. I'm going to go with a safer option of Michael Penix Jr. against a trash Carolina Panthers team. He's going to give me something. Charlie, he gave me nothing. He gave me absolute doo-doo. And I still managed to win my game. I'm 2-1. And yeah, I'm happy. I'm content. It's my most successful team, of the teams I support. The Miami Dolphins are competitive, but they're bad, and they're 0-3. And there was a heading into the Buffalo game, Thursday Night Football. There was a feeling among social media, which was, when the Bills embarrass the Dolphins on national football on national TV, Mike McDaniel was going to lose his job. And the Dolphins weren't embarrassed on national TV, and there was a turnaround of some people going, well, maybe McDaniel deserves to stay for at least until the end of the season. We won't go play by play, given that the game is nearly a week old. But what did you share that feeling before the game that this is going to be a bad result? He's going to go, and because of the manner of the defeat, do you think he deserves extra time in the job, Charlie?
How you win matters. How you lose matters. That was a pretty good loss. That was like, and again, no, what are moral victories, but you're just assessing your team. And that ties back into, do you remember who our quarterback was when we lost 7 games in a row? You know what I'm saying? Now, our coach was not McDaniel. Was it, Kadeem?
No, it was Brian Flores, I
It was
believe.
Brian Flores. And Tua was the quarterback.
No, he wasn't.
No. He wasn't the quarterback for all 7 games, all 7 losses. But he was the quarterback for all 8 wins.
I don't think he was in the. I think we're talking about 2 different seasons.
We're not talking about 2 different seasons. Because the Titans game was the game that we lost, and we threw the ball 48 times. And Mike Gesicki was like, "Oh, let's go throw the ball 48 times in the rain." And that was when the allegedly argument happened in the locker room with Tua and Flores at the end of the season, and that was Flores' last game. And you don't remember? You don't Kevin Dern?
No. So I was thinking about the 2019 Dolphins, which started at 0-7. And that's
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the Titans, the next year.
The 2020 Dolphins. So that's when you asked. That's why I was like, I'm a bit confused. Because the 2020 Dolphins didn't start off 0-7.
Let's nip it in the bud though. How many games did the Dolphins lose in 2020? And how many did they win? I think it was 7 games straight we lost, and we won 8 games straight. Can we figure that out real quick?
No, not at all. That never. So that
it's 2021 then.
2021. No, that didn't. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's the week 1 victory over the Patriots. So they start 1-0. Okay. Then they fall to 1-7. Then they win.
So we lost 6 games in a row.
Yeah,
we lost 7 games in a row.
7 games in a row, yeah.
All right.
Then they won 7 in a row, but they lose to the Titans.
All right. So we lost 7 in a row, won 7 in a row. I thought it was 8, but I guess you have it in front of you, yeah?
Yeah.
That's only 15 games though.
Then we beat the Patriots final week of the season.
Oh, so we won 8 out of 7.
So 2021 season.
So we won 8 out of 9.
Yeah,
I got it. So we lost 7 straight, won 7 straight, ended up winning 8 out of 9.
Yes, in the final 9 games, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, so that was my point. The point was we've been here before. And we won 7 games straight before. I think Tua alluded to it, but I'll be honest with you. If Sherrod Steve was on this podcast right now, he would have cut me off and said, "Do you think this team can win 7 games in a row, Charlie?" So I'm going to do it for you, Sherrod Steve. And the answer is no, I don't think we can win 7 games in a row. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't think we could win 7 games in a row back then either, but we did it. Kadeem, this team, bro, talking about Mike McDaniel's job, this team, every possession, I don't know how it's going to look, bro. Like, it looks like we put every single... Once upon a time, I used to throw up 225 on the bench. You know what I'm saying? I used to throw up 225. It took everything in me, every single rep, Kadeem, to throw up 225. And for the record, I only threw it up 5 times, like in a row. Bam, 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 bam. Right? But that's a lot for me. Now, I'll be real with you. It took every single thing, every single rep. And that's what it looks like the Dolphins do every play on offense. It's like Tua looks like he has deteriorated, bro. And I'm not on the trend of all these people saying the concussions got him looking like this, because I don't know that concussions can mess with your physical abilities. I don't know that as a novice when it comes to concussions. You know, it's not even a novice. You know what I'm saying? I'm ignorant when it comes to concussions. So I've never heard of that. So I'm not in support of that. But I will say, when Peyton Manning was at the end of his career and he had surgeries and neck surgeries and his arm wasn't working right, you can tell that the Broncos defense carried him to that Super Bowl. You could tell he wasn't throwing the same. You could tell he wasn't the same Peyton Manning. Drew Brees came out last year and said, "Yo, I'll still be playing football right now if I could throw the ball." So he has deteriorated physically. Like, I can't throw the ball anymore. That's the only reason I'm not playing football. when Tua throws the ball, bro, he used to have go-to bread and butter, easy plays. This is nothing. First pass of the game, of the Bills game, he missed Tyreek Hill on like a little out route. I'm like, bro, you don't miss that. Now, I am a big proponent of, bro, people gonna miss is nothing, whatever. I'm here for that. Yo, give them a break, whatever. But when you're losing like this and you're missing more often and you're missing the passes that you usually hit, this is a big deal on the first play of the game. You missed it it wasn't by much, but you're still missing. And it's like, dang, is it a Tua problem? Is it a physical arm problem? Is it his body's breaking down problem? Or is it he's just not as good anymore? I don't know. So now I have to assess it as a Dolphin fan and a Tua fan. So flip side is, even during the game, there's a third down, I think, there's like a little hidden Tyreek Hill route where he runs behind the O-line, but it's Malik Washington who does it, but it's Tyreek Hill's route. But Malik Washington does it. I think it's third down, and Tua misses him wide open, like within 8 yards of the line of scrimmage. Another easy completion, and he misses. So I'm like, something is not right. I don't know what it is. Something is not right. Last but not least, you can tell when Tua throws a deep ball, the mechanics is all over the place, bro. Dog is not even. It looks like I'm not even gonna say, like, it looks like he throws everything in his body into his arm to throw a deep ball, right? And on short passes, like it's like he will push it to where he wants it to go. Like, let me just make sure it gets there. Let me just lob it here. Like, be careful when I throw this ball. I don't want you thinking about stuff like that. I just want you to throw the ball. I just want you to play ball. And he's not playing ball. He's thinking about everything. And that's not good for our quarterback. So I am concerned, Kadeem. More concerned than ever. Like, Grier not fixing the O-line, not drafting 4 D linemen and 1 O lineman, and the O lineman that he drafted in the second round and traded up for, he's playing out of position. He's not even playing the position at right guard where he played his career. That's why you drafted him so high. You moved him to the left side of the line. He did not. This is public information. He did not want to play left guard. He was comfortable at right guard. He even said, I'll play wherever you want me to play, but I want to play right guard. We're playing him at left guard. A couple weeks ago, PFF had him as the worst O lineman in the league, graded as the worst O lineman for week, whatever it was at the time. I'm like, bro, this is a mess of all messes, bro. Like, it's the mess of all messes. So for that, everyone is contributing to the collapse of the Dolphins. Grier, you have played your part in this collapse. And this is recent. I'm not talking about 15 years ago, Grier. I'm talking about you had a chance to do your part within the past 2 years and you haven't. You can go. Mike McDaniel, bruh, the fact that you came out and put a game plan together like this against the Bills says you can do it every single week and you choose not to. You know what I'm saying? Like, plays coming in on time for the most part. A couple times during the game, we're getting close here. I see the real McDaniel showing up, but you still did your job. You feel me? You can go. Like, for real. And then Tua, I don't know what's up with Tua, bro. A couple weeks ago, I'm like, yo, he got the money, didn't show back up. I have no idea when the real Tua is going to show up. But 2 weeks ago, I said I still support Tua, which I still do because the season's not over. So we don't have to have a fire sale right now in the middle of the season. But they got games where they could turn around. And if they don't, Tua can also go. So at the end of the day, I'm ready for the owner to move on. I'm ready for the GM to go, the head coach to go, the quarterback to go. I'm ready, Kadeem. Like, we want winners. That's it. I just want to win, and we're not winning.
That's a lot to digest. There's quite a few places to start. But I think for me, I feel like the reason the Dolphins are where they are is because of that mindset.
Which mindset?
As in, I would say this is the first genuine sign of danger of the Mike McDaniel the last 4 years. This is the first real sign of you don't really have anything to point to as to why things are so bad. In terms of even going back to last year. Last year was his first losing season as a Miami Dolphins head coach. But you can go, well, you didn't have Tua for quite a few games. You had backup quarterbacks, and yes, we can talk about you brought those backups in, but you didn't have your starting quarterback, so he kind of got a pass for the season. But he's 0-3, and it's the first time he's failing with his starting quarterback. And it's okay, he has to go now. There's no, can you fix it? Can you turn things around? Can you not necessarily go on a 7-game winning streak, but can you fix the problems in the building? You spoke about during the offseason about, okay, can you get plays in on time? Can you, the positive steps we were seeing or we wanted to see for him as a head coach. And I'm not going to say he fixes it in week 3, but he shows you that, hey, I can take a step forward. And it's like, no, you have to go. So to me, I'm sitting there going, you ask him to, no, we always say as not somewhat of Tua fans, people move the goalpost. Move the goalpost. Whenever Tua does something which shows, can Tua stay healthy? Has a full season healthy? Okay, we'll move the goalpost. Can McDaniel show he can get plays in on time? Yes, he can. Okay, but he has to go because there's a few times where he nearly was late. It's like, really? Now, again, I'm at a stage where I'm not going to go on social media and argue with people I don't know about the reasons why we should keep Mike McDaniel. But this isn't social media, and you're not a stranger. And yeah, I'm not ready to throw in the towel for Mike McDaniel in week 3 after a game in which he called a good game and he fixed part of the problems that you want him to fix. Like, I don't quite understand that.
Kadeem, week 3 of what Mike McDaniel season? What? How many seasons is this of Mike McDaniel?
Yeah, this is his 4th season. And I'm not going to say
so this is his 4th season. It's week 3 of his 4th season, right? Yeah. And you said, oh, he just showed that he can do it. So it took 3 years and 3 weeks for him to fix it. 3 seasons and 3 weeks. And not only that, Kadeem, he didn't show you he could fix it 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So this is the only time he showed you, oh, I can try to fix it. So what makes you feel comfortable in the one time that he has fixed it in the past 3 years? Like, why? But we said you said move the goalpost. It's like, this is not moving the goalpost. We need some consistency in him fixing it. So he had 3 entire seasons and he hasn't fixed it until one time against the Bills.
But then my counter argument would be that was a two-way injury argument. He's had years to show he can stay healthy, and he hasn't. And the 1 year he can stay healthy, where you can ignore all the previous times.
1 year. That was a year. That was a whole season. That's 18 weeks. So
okay,
no, but you 1 week.
Yeah, because to get to 1 year, you need to have multiple weeks. So
all right. And
then that's why I said it matters how you lost. So if there was no progression for Mike McDaniel, players coming in late, I'll be like, hey, do you know what? Yeah, you can't sit there or stand on the podium and say, I'm going to fix it and not fix it. He stood on the podium, said he was going to fix it, fixed it, and the answer is, well, you still have to go. It's like,
so look, before I gave you the floor, I said we don't have to have a fire sale right now, and we have a whole season ahead of us, and that gives them time. All 3 of them, time to fix it. So I'm here for that. But as of today, you don't get a mulligan for 1 week of a no, you don't.
That's a contradiction.
You have to. Bro, I didn't say he's gone today. I didn't say get rid of him now. We need a new coach. I still said you have a whole season. You got 1 week, bro. That's like Tua being healthy for 1 game. Like, yeah, he had to put together a whole year. So now McDaniel has to put together a string of games where it is consistency as evidence that we can say, all right, McDaniel's a changed man. I don't believe he is.
But you pass it over to me saying The owner has to go, the GM has to go, the coach has to go.
Hold
and the
on.
quarterback.
I wish we could have live rewind right now and say, what did I say before? The owner has to go, the GM has to go, and the head coach have to go because I want winners. What did I say before that? Because what I said before that is we got to play out the whole season still. And I believe I said, if not, the owner has to go, the coach has to go, and the quarterback has to go. At the end of the day, I feel where you're coming from. But bro, even with him getting the plays in on time, it was a well-coached game because he was like, yo, there's this thing going on in the NFL. All right. The Dolphins play Tua different. No, I'm sorry. Everyone plays Tua different. All of them play Tua different now. Everyone plays McDaniel different now. 2 high covers last year was the thing, and we were still able to target in between the hashes like we want to do. Couple teams this year showed, oh, we're gonna play 2 high and cluster the middle. Now you're gonna have to adjust again. Peyton Manning is notorious for this. You'll never go broke taking a profit. If it's not there, just check the ball down. That's it, right? But Tua and McDaniel, they were on this revenge tour. Like McDaniel, once upon a time, was on a prove it tour where, oh, I'm gonna prove that Tua is a good quarterback, and he proved it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna prove that Tua could throw the deep ball, and he proved it. There's some pettiness going on whenever he played Denver. Everybody who hated on Tua and McDaniel, they got the worst of it. Cool. I kind of like that. I appreciate that, right? But now it's like, hey, we need to just win games. That's it. And actually, that started last year, and then Tua missed a pretty good chunk of the season. So now it's like, well, here we go again. So now this year, where all we have to do is win games, we proved everybody this, and this. We proved Tua could do X, Y, and Z. We proved McDaniel is good in these facets. We just need to win. We're not winning. We're 0-3. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I appreciate. Tua's just checking the ball down now. Like, yo, if you're going to play this 2 high safety and clutter the middle of the field, every single play, I'm going to dump it off the H-hand. And that's it. And then that's how we were able to stay in the game against the Bills. So now you got social media saying, why are you paying Tua $52 million just to check the ball down? Hey, I don't care about that. I just want winners. Ask Jalen Hurts. Apparently, he's 17-0 in his last 17 starts. Something like that. That's a stat, bro. So not only is he 17-0 in his last 17 starts, Jalen Hurts' stats don't look great. You know what I'm saying? AJ Brown over here crying about stuff like, yo, you should let your killers be killers. Shout out to AJ Brown. Always AJ came through for me this week. I appreciate you. But no, you need to win the game first. So when Jalen Hurts is taking a knee, Chris Jones for the Chiefs. Eagles are in victory formation. And Chris Jones says, bro, you ain't even got 100 yards. Jalen Hurts snaps the ball and says, yeah, but we still got the window. Say, took the knee. That's the best comeback. So it doesn't matter what the stats look like. And this is what I was saying to Sherrod Steve maybe 4 years ago. Like, bro, I don't care if Tua has 400 yards passing. You know what I'm saying? And he'll say, how many 400-yard games does he have? I'll be like, how many wins does Herbert have? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter to me. I just want wins. And I think everyone, shout out to Sherrod Steve, he did not hit my phone and say, oh, look at Tua's stat line, because he knows we just want to win. So while we were trying to run the ball, and I think there was less than 150 yards total going into the fourth quarter for the Dolphins, we were still in the game. So I appreciated that. I don't care about what it looks like. I just want to win. So, yeah, if we're going to check the ball down, but we're getting wins, I'm all for it. I don't care. Like, you think the Eagles care after they just won the Super Bowl and they've been to 2 Super Bowls with Jalen Hurts? No. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to appease the fans. I just want wins. That being said, I'm assuming you're stat checking, fact checking, yeah?
Yeah, it's you said the Jalen Hurts won
17-0 in his last 17 starts.
So he missed, or he played against Washington week 16, but he got injured. So Kenny Pickett came in and they lost that game. Now, he didn't finish the game, but the Eagles lost. So that's week 16. But it could be a matter of, it could be a stat that games he's finished.
And you also got playoff games too. So
yeah,
he had 4 playoff games as well.
But I'm saying like even with 4 playoff games and the 3 games, that's 7. So if it's 17, but you take away that week 16 game, and it could very easily be 17 because from week 6 to week 18,
they went on a winning streak.
That the only loss is the game he didn't finish. So if it's game he's started and finished,
then no, right? I get it. So like I said, apparently he's 17-0 in his last. Either way you cut that, he could be 16-1.
Yeah.
Either way you slice that. And it's not the prettiest wins. You know, like again, what I said this year, like even week 1, when it was like, yo, he's not looking like some all-pro quarterback, but he's doing whatever he has to do to win. He got 2 rushing touchdowns.
Can I interject very, very quickly? Because it goes back to, and this isn't a Tua and Justin Herbert's conversation. Right now, the conversation is dead. The comparison is dead. Dolphin fans, like, just let it go. But I remember sitting here in Tua's rookie season when he first started, you know, when he first started playing, and it was like 180 yards, 1-2 touchdowns.
Yes.
And the defense was carrying it. And I was like, I was sitting there going, I don't care. I'll give me 180 yards and 1 touchdown and the Dolphins win. And Dolphin fans are like, no, it's got to be essentially the Justin Herbert rookie year where it's like 300-400 yards and the ball's going up. And it's like, yo, just give me wins. I don't care how many yards the guy gets. I don't care if it's he hands the ball off every single play and the Dolphins win. That's what I want. And we were fortunate to get salty Tua, deep ball Tua, all that kind of stuff. And now we're sitting there going, just give me wins. I don't care how you do it, but find a way to give me wins. And it's funny how we've kind of gone full circle to just give me wins. If you need to check the ball down, give me wins. So I didn't mean to interject, but I wanted to raise that.
Kadeem, did you know the Dolphins started some guy named Borum on the line on the right side and Brunskill on the line on the right side? Did you know that last game?
I did, yeah, because Brunskill played a major role in the game-sealing interception, yeah.
Bro, this is back to Grier again. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brunskill and Borum. I can't even tell you them boys' first names. I can't.
Larry Borum, and I think it's James Brunskill, but I'm
cool. Like, this is my point, bro. So you have someone like the Bills who have I think the least amount of turnover on the O-line, like O-line, what they call it?
I noticed that you're talking about. It's basically like I think it's Spencer's missed 1 game in how many, but essentially Buffalo plays the exact same 5 week in, week out, and
for
it's
over 2 seasons, like something like that. It's the craziest stat.
It's interesting because in our group chat in the Dolphins UK group chat after the Buffalo game, and people were talking about, you know, building an offensive line. I was like, I would love to know when, it's the Eagles have one first rounder on the offensive line who they drafted, and that was Lane Johnson, who they took at the 4th overall pick because the Dolphins went Deion Jordan and the 3rd overall pick. And if you're listening to the podcast right now, Charlie has just sat back and is massaging his forehead because, yes, the only first round pick on the Eagles offensive line who they drafted is the guy that Dolphins passed up for Deion Jordan. So that is that. But the Eagles also, their offensive line is made up of late round draft picks and undrafted free agents because of good scouting and good coaching. And I'm just so very quickly, I'm on Wikipedia right now. The Bills have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 guys listed on Wikipedia on their offensive line. And I'm going to quickly tell you what round those guys are drafted in. So Alec Anderson, offensive tackle, 2022, was undrafted. Spencer Brown was a 2021 3rd round pick. Deion Dawkins was a 2017 2nd round pick. David Edwards was a 2019 5th round pick by the LA Rams. Charlie, are you noticing a pattern?
Kadeem, this is my thing.
So nearly done. So make your point, and I'll finish where I was going.
My thing was when we had all the mock draft Monday all off season, and Go Time Dolphins was drafting 4 O linemen, and just because we had another pick late, we like, you know what? He's the best one on the board. Let's draft a 5th O lineman. This is my point why you do that. Because now it's only week 3, and you got 2 subpar players starting on your quarterback's blind side, not just on the O-line, the blind side of your left-handed quarterback. So when you wanted to draft 4 D linemen and only take 1 O lineman and play him out of position, this is malpractice, bro. So you should have drafted 4 O linemen, 1 D lineman, and then you have depth to do whatever you wanted to do. And if you want to play everyone out of position, cool. But at least you have skilled players, bro. This is a premium position that you have neglected for too long, and now it is what it is.
But then now we have to have the conversation again. The Dolphins and Chris Grier haven't neglected the offensive line. They have failed in terms of getting good players, but how have they neglected the offensive line?
How many linemen did we draft last year? This season, this previous season.
1.
How many did we sign? That start.
Yes. Is that not a trick question?
No. How many starting O linemen did we sign in this offseason? That were free.
1.
Just 1.
James Daniels. Yeah.
How many O linemen total start a football game? 5.
Yeah.
All right. This is simple math. Like, bro, you're not doing enough. That is neglect. You're not doing enough for a team that says it starts in the trenches. You did everything you wanted to do on the D line. You got all these premium contracts on the D line. You drafted 4 more people on the D line. Why can't the O line get that attention? So you said hold up. You said we didn't neglect it, but this year, where we're not deep enough on the O line. You only sign and draft 2 starters. That is neglect, bro.
It's not neglect.
Okay,
Charlie. Us going into drafts, let's get all these offensive linemen is one thing, but going into the draft, you have a left tackle who you plan on starting because you drafted him last year, so you've got a left tackle. You've picked up a guard, so you've got one of your starting guards. Don't know what position, but you've got one of your starting guards, so that's 2. You've got your starting center, so that's 3. You then drafted your other guard, so that's 4, and you had your right tackle in the building already. So the guy you drafted was to fill the only vacant position you had at that moment. Am I correct so far?
Kadeem, I admire your take on this.
Yes or no? No, Charlie.
You are correct. I'm gonna give you credit.
But I haven't finished my point yet.
I know you don't have to, bro. Because if any avid listener of Go Time Dolphins knows where you're going, and this is what I have to say to you. I admire your take on this because you have never gotten off of this take ever. As long as I've known you, you have never gotten off of this take. No matter how many times Chris Grier has missed, you will always say he has tried, and I appreciate you for that. But my question to you is, because we all know where you're going. My question to you is, at what point does it become neglect then, if that's the case? Never? Because he's tried before?
It became neglect pretty much like 2 years ago. Because some of the issues which are here, so I'll tell you why it became neglect. When you keep on trotting out Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson.
So I just said he neglected the O-line, but you say he neglected it 2 years ago. I don't understand. How does that work?
I'm saying he's picked up players to fix a problem, and the players have failed either through bad play or injuries. Yeah.
All right.
But hold on. But you saying he neglected the O-line in 2025 because you didn't draft 5 guys? Like, well, no, because he technically didn't need to draft 5 guys. You didn't need to.
He did.
But
look where we are. We got Brunskill and Barham starting. So he needed to draft more than 2. He needed to draft more than 1.
But then any team who's down to their 8th offensive lineman is going to have a trash offensive line. Name me one team.
3 though. Hold up, but it's no. That's why I called it neglect, because this was supposed to be the deepest O-line draft in the history of drafts. So my thing is, you had a chance to go as deep as you wanted to go on O-line, and you did not do it. And now look at our O-line. That's why I called it neglect.
But the point I'm making is that no team can sustain more than 2 injuries on their offensive line.
But that's by design, though, Kadeem. That's my point. You don't have to be that team. We chose to be that team. We chose to be the team that cannot sustain more than 2 injuries.
Charlie, that's all NFL teams across the league.
All right, Kadeem, that's my point. That's my point. My point is you had a chance to not be that team, though.
But then every team in the league.
So why do we have to be like every team? Is my point.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if every single team basically, not for the most part, ignore the offensive line, but if no team can withstand 2 injuries, why didn't every single team go O-line?
Kadeem, back in draft season, I said this. I said the Dolphins are the luckiest team in the history of the NFL because this draft is a draft they can never have an O-line problem ever again. And if you go back to our mock drafts, we could just say the first 2, I'm sure we drafted more than 3 O-linemen. Because of that. So this my question, though. My point is you do not have to, and we're about to, before we turn the corner, you do not have to be like every team in the NFL. You could be different. You could do something unprecedented. You could be the Commander's owner and say, I want to know how much they want for Patrick Mahomes. You can do that. You don't have to follow the trend. You don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be the team, the first team in the NFL history to draft 7 O-linemen with your 7 picks, you can do that. So, but we did not do that. So right now we're looking like every other team who's not deep enough on the O-line. And my thing is, you didn't have to be that in a draft where there's plenty of O-linemen. But here's my thing, Kadeem. I want the Dolphins to do something unprecedented. And maybe that's not a conversation for right now. It really isn't. And we'll get back to that.
So then,
but go ahead. But there's something else we could have did unprecedented was take 6 O-linemen in one draft. But go ahead, Kadeem.
I'll play devil's advocate. Everyone knows Charlie's Touche's 24. And the Dolphins picked up a guard on Touche 24. Am I correct this year?
Yes, and played him out of position, but yes.
But he's playing out of position, but he's also the worst guard in the NFL right now.
Because he's playing out of position, but yes.
So you think that's the only reason why?
Yes, that's my only reason, for sure.
Then is that not and just, if anything proves your point, is that not a Dolphins and Chris Grier thing where they get offensive linemen and say, we're just going to move you?
Yeah.
Now
that falls on Chris Grier.
But then
that's my dog.
But then let me finish. But they've also managed to, by doing that, find 2 of the best centers in the league in back-to-back free agent drafts. And we both said it was like, hey, this is you don't pick up Connor Williams, who's the best left guard in football, and play him center, and then it somehow works. You go, well, this is stupid.
Center before though, Kadeem. He played center before, and he had good results at center. Connor Williams did. That's why they put him. That's why they put him at center.
But he's the point I was making was you're taking the best left guard with yes history of playing center, but you've played him center when you needed a left guard, and then you've done the exact same thing with Aaron Brewer.
Cool. I understand what you're saying, but at what point do you say, all right, this is not working out with Jonah, let's put him back where he belongs?
Well, McDaniel said this week that's not going to happen.
Right. So that's my point. So how long do you experiment? Okay, like you said, experiments have worked out before. I'm not saying that they didn't, but how long do we experiment? Because now everyone's job is on the line. But Kadeem, we can't hold on to this conversation because we got to talk about one more thing about this Bills game, and it's going to hurt, but we're going to have to talk about it. How many blocked field goals happened this past week?
There was 3 in the Eagles-Rams games alone.
I think there was three, and then 2. One was a game winner walk-off, which is the best thing you could ever see in your life. You know what I'm saying? The person who blocks the field goal, picks it up, scoops and scores as time expires. Is one of the best things you're going to see in football. It's one of the best things you could It's like the Crush Davis kick 6, you know what I'm saying, walk off, game expired. That's one of the best things you're ever going to see. My point is, all three phases is a thing. And lately, the NFL has removed kind of all three phases. The kickoff isn't the same. But once upon a time, you had Devin Hester's of the world, and I'm around long enough to remember seeing Dante Hall, the human joystick, and remembering what Deion Sanders can do if he returned a kickoff or a punt. I remember those days, right? And I could probably name a couple more, but we'll just stop there. All three phases. So the Dolphins-Bills game, we get one of our captains, Zach Sealer. Shout out to Zach Sealer. We just got to talk about it because we got to talk about it. I'm sure when you went to film, they showed it in film class and they had to talk about it. It's not a shot at Zach Sealer. Zach Sealer wasn't even close, Kadeem, to blocking that punt. His assignment was just to create an illusion of pressure. And he did that by bull rushing the guard. Knocked him over, lived to fight another day. Nope. Dog went all in for this block where he was like 4 yards away from. Ended up getting a roughing the kicker. And all three phases comes back to bite us in the bottom. And that was the beginning of the end for us. What you got?
It's funny in a really weird way how there's a meme going around of a cartoon photo of Jesus Christ and on the other side a guy in a Dolphins hat, and it's like essentially it's Jesus saying to the guy, how are you still alive? I'm giving you like the toughest battles. And the Dolphins fans like, just give me more. At the end of last season, we were like, Danny Crossman has to go. The special teams unit is horrendous. It can't get any worse. And the Dolphins said, hold my beer, just you wait. Because from Minka on like kick and punt returns to
Still on kick defense. The L8, L11 on kickoff team.
To Matt Judon playing special teams and giving up a penalty when the defense finally gets to stop, he's like, no, I want more work. And then Zach Sealer does the exact same thing. And I feel like
you missed one. We take one to the house and then we let the team take it to the house on us, right? Very next kick.
It sounds like what Bradley Phillips said after week one. Friend of the podcast, Bradley Chubb.
Yeah,
friend of the podcast, Bradley.
You really did that one.
Friend of the podcast, Bradley Chubb, where he was like, guys are trying to make plays by themselves. They're not following assignments. Like, they're trying to make plays by themselves. And it feels like people on all three phases are trying to play Superman, trying to be like, hey, I'm going to be the one to create a turnover or do something special to fire the team up. Bro, just do your job.
Put the fries in the bag, bro.
Literally, put the fries in the bag. I don't need you to take my order, make the food, put it in the bag, like wash my bro. Just put the fries in the bag, and it's the Dolphins. The only funny thing in this situation is the team that embarrassed us in week one look like one of the best teams in the league right now, and Indiana Jones is absolutely killing it. That's not the funny thing about the whole situation. It's like, well, maybe we aren't as bad because the Colts are actually good. We probably should have beaten the Patriots if we played decent special teams and Tua didn't give the ball away. And again, we probably beat the Bills if we played decent special teams and Tua didn't give the ball away. But yeah, we're 3 weeks into the season, and I'm having conversations with my UK NFL fans saying who loses their coach first, the Dolphins or the Titans. Like, this is where we are in 2025.
Well, let's turn the page. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. There I go. All right. We got the East Rutherford Paper Planes on Monday Night Football, Kadeem. What are the chances that the black unis come out and we don't lose a game and we go on a streak of like 5 games because of the black unis? And then we get memes popping up on social media saying Dolphins haven't lost a game since because of the black unis.
Oh, it's very possible. And again, we had a conversation. It must have been after the Colts game, where it's like there's a world in which the Dolphins get to Madrid, like and no one lost their job and no one's been traded. It's like, well, how is this possible? But yeah, the paper planes game is. I didn't watch the game against or the paper planes game against the Bucks and how they somehow managed to come back and and they lost that game. I don't want to sit here and say it depends on what Miami turns up, but I feel like that's what it kind of comes down to, like what Miami is going to turn up. And if Coach McDaniel can stand there on the podium and go, I've cleaned up the play calling, I'm going to maintain that standard, but I need special teams to cut out the BS, and I need the defense to get a stop. Charlie, the Dolphins
and I need Tua to look like himself, because it's not the Tua that we know that we got behind.
The Dolphins defense has given up points in every single quarter so far. Like the only team to do that. Like, are you telling me for 15 minutes you can't play like solid 15 minutes of football? Like,
Kadeem, Chancey Gardner-Johnson was released today. What you got? What we doing? No, yes, no. Like, run to the phones. What we doing?
Can he play white tackle or white guard?
I thought we needed DBs too, though.
Oh no, we do. I'm
okay.
I'm not saying we don't. Right. So see, Johnson leaves the Texans because he's disgruntled with the way he's being used.
Allegedly,
and he wants to blitz more. And it sounds like some of the players the Dolphins have let go over the past 18 months. Because it's like, bro, just put the flag in the bag. Do your job. This is the job we are asking you to do. And if you want to do all 5 jobs, go elsewhere. In an ideal world, yeah, you bring him in, see what he's got. I guess he can't make you worse. But again, in typical Dolphins fashion, I'm sure we said the exact same thing about Jordan Poyer. And who was the guy from the Ravens? Safety. Listen, at this point, I'm willing to give it a chance, but I will not be surprised if it completely blows up in our face. And
yeah, so you left him out. Not only is he allegedly disgruntled, like he was taking shots at teammates, and he was allegedly terrible in the locker room and not a good teammate. And bro, if you just remove the name from the post, I thought it was Jalen Ramsey. So basically he was Jalen Ramsey, but on the Texans. And it's funny because that's what you need. You need people who want to win and hold their teammates accountable and not jump ship when we look like we're having a bad couple games. So yeah, Jalen Ramsey said I want out. Tyreek Hill said I want out. All them boys foreseen what's going on now. I don't know if you go ahead and get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson because it might be a waste of money, and then you have to eat some more dead cap because he doesn't want to play here or something. But you gotta at least pick up the phone and say, all right, which I don't think he makes it through waivers. Or maybe he does because we're 0-3 and we're probably one of the first teams that can get him. I don't know. But yeah, so I don't know how that works right now. Maybe he does make it through waivers to us. But you still got to find out, bro, because you need, bro. Why isn't Stephon Gilmore a Dolphin right now? Like, why aren't all these boys Dolphins right now? And say, all right, the experiment failed. We were wrong. Let's go pick up everybody we can with the little budget we have left. Like, whatever it takes. So, yeah, I'm doing whatever it takes. Or everyone's But y'all walking the plank right now, Kadeem. They need everything they can do. They need everything they can get. They need everything, bro.
I was
They
going to
need
say
everything.
though, unless they're not, unless they've like legitimately like you do that, but there could be genuine conversations in the building, and it's like you guys aren't going nowhere this season. Like
All right,
I will
Kadeem, let's stop
legitimately
right.
give you.
Please, let's stop. That is the best way to go into overtime because people are gonna want to hear how is it that Kadeem Simmons could possibly fathom that Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel might not be on the hot seat. Let's keep it right there. Let's go into overtime. Y'all gotta go into overtime with us and hear what Kadeem Simmons is about to say because it's funny because I actually think there might be some truth in it. But y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Do you know what? We should have done this at the top of the episode, but we didn't. But it plays a small role in what I'm about to say next. So, condolences to Chris Grier for losing his father. Bobby Grier, former NFL executive, passed away a few days ago. So, condolences to Chris Grier. Thinking of him and his family is obviously a difficult time. So I say that to say this. There's a world in which Stephen Ross says to Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel, we're 0-3. The chances of making the playoffs at 0-2 is 12%. Once you go to 0-3, you're basically grits. And bearing in mind, 2 of those losses have come to 2 teams in your division. The AFC East is done. That is Buffalo Bills. So unless you go on the most stupid run to the end of the season, our season's done right now. And he says to them, I'll give you until the end of the season. You guys are now coaching, making decisions for your job. From now until January, show me why you guys should stay in the building. And what further complicates things is people don't like Stephen Ross, but from what we hear, he's a nice guy and he sticks by people he's loyal to. And firing Chris Grier after losing his dad is unfortunate, but would be a very horrible thing to do to someone who's been around for decades. Now, granted, this isn't a family business per se. It's a business, it's a football team, and sometimes you have to leave feelings at the door. But I can see Stephen Ross saying to Chris Grier, your job is like, I'm not going to fire you anytime soon. Come January, it's a whole different ball game. But as I was saying, I don't think Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel are that close to the plank. But again, listen, you go on prime time in your brand new uniforms and you get beat 30-zip. Hey, I'm sorry your dad passed, but oh, look at that. You've now got more time to spend with your family because you're out of a job. Like,
bro, you said you don't think they're that close to the end of the plank. They're on the plank, bro. They're walking. I don't know how long this plank is that they're walking, but they're walking the plank right now. I don't know how long till they get to the end of it, but they are walking the plank, bro. And I'll tell you this, as the most optimistic, one of the most optimistic people you will ever meet in your life, and Charlie Touche, I do not believe this is going to happen. But it can.
Yeah.
One of the biggest Tua fans you're ever going to meet. There's something wrong with my quarterback. And I can say that. Unlike the people who dislike Tua and can't say when he plays great, or can't say when he's playing like a top 5 quarterback, or he's playing like a top something quarterback. Oh, he's one of the best passers in the league right now. When he was, they couldn't say it. And I could say it when he's not. Same thing with Justin Herbert. Dog look nice right now. It's unfortunate that I have to watch it happen when Tua's not looking nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, it hurts to say it, although people can't say it. Like, all it was, see, I told you. Like, bro, you've been, like, a clock is right twice a day. The Dolphins, bro, have a chance. They do. I don't see this happening because I think we're more broken than what you think. I think there's a lot of stuff going on, especially with my quarterback. You beat the paper planes, bro, and you're all black. First time. That's it. You beat the paper planes game. It's at home. You go to Carolina and beat a Carolina team that's not supposed to be winning. All right. Yeah, they smack Atlanta 30-0 or something like that, but you can still beat them. It's Carolina, bro. That's 2 wins. And all of a sudden, winning cures all. It doesn't cure the fan base because we're still not happy, but at least you got 2 wins. Then you're home against the Chargers, a team who is undefeated and lead their division. So all the fans are going to say, bruh, y'all only beat the Paper Planes and the Carolina Panthers, and y'all are celebrating already. You're 2-3, but you're home against the Chargers. And everyone knows the Tua Herbert conversation. And if you could eke out a win somehow, you beat a real team for the first time in 3 seasons in the Chargers, and you're 3-3. You feel a little bit better about your team right now. I don't, though. I got to keep seeing it. So now you got Cleveland at Cleveland. Ask Green Bay how that went last week. You know what I'm saying? So you're 3-3. You go to Cleveland. This is not the biggest task. This is not like that's a tall order. It's not a tall order. You're supposed to be doing this. But right now, it's the tallest of orders. You go to Cleveland and you beat Cleveland, and you're back above 500 like nothing happened. And someone looking at the schedule said, someone would have said the Dolphins would be 4-3 going into week 8. Everyone could have seen it because you would have lost to Buffalo and the Chargers and who knows where else. You know what I'm saying? And everything is fixed, but not really. Because then you go to Atlanta. Atlanta team that's trying to find their identity. Again, not a tall order, Kadeem. You can beat Atlanta, bro. You can do it. Now you're 2 wins above 500, and you play Thursday night football at home against the Ravens. And we don't have to keep going here, but it's possible for you to right the ship, bro. It's possible for you to get a stay of execution while you're walking this plank. And right now is the time to do it.
So what Charlie's saying is the Dolphins are going to go 14-3. And
I did not. I'm just saying we have a chance to go 5-3 over the first 8 weeks. That's all I am saying. Like you got the Paper Planes, Carolina, the Chargers, the Browns, and Atlanta, bro. There's one very difficult game in there. That's it, and you could pull this off, and that's all I'm saying. But yeah, man, let's get a prediction, Kadeem, for the Paper Planes game.
2019 to the Dolphins.
Bro, I thought he was going to say something like 27 or 26 or something, bro. I can no longer see the Dolphins getting over 25 points ever again. Like something is not right with everything. And I can't even see us getting first downs. And I'm surprised when we do it. Like, I'm like, I got to see how this is going to look. You feel me? So I got it 2017 Dolphins eke out a win. Like, and it's going to be one of those, bruh, at least we got this one. It's not going to be comfortable either. It's going to be like, this is crazy. You feel me? So hopefully that's what happens. We come on with a dub. But I will not be like yo, these boys is bro. I'm selling everything, bro. Get it, hey, yo, y'all want Hill on my fantasy team? You want A-Chan? You want all these boys? I'm having a fire sale of all things Dolphins on in my fantasy leagues.
I'm so glad you said that because it's the 0-3 Jets against, or the 0-3 paper planes against the 0-3 Dolphins, and in the Go Time Dolphins Fantasy League, it's the 0-3 Championship Chucks against 0-3 whatever Story's team is called. Story, I apologize, I forgot, but
I'm sitting white guy.
Yeah, the average white guy. I'm sitting here above 500, wondering why I'm taking fantasy advice from two bums, both 0-3. What am I doing? I don't want to hear these guys tell me a single fantasy opinion ever. Listen, someone has to lose the zero, and I said to Tim Carroll, they can mess around and tie. They could. So I'm just saying, if you want fantasy advice, come to me. I'm 2-1. I could be 3-0, but all I know is that I've got a dub over Championship Chuck, and I'm over 500. So until the next time, we shall see you soon. Peace.
Oopsie.